Look at the camera, or you?
Yeah, you can just look at the camera for a bit, and we're waiting. I'm going to give it a few seconds, and then... Okay, Andrew, you can set that down. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am here at Donkey Sunrise near the town of La Union.
La Union.
Union, gracias. In Colombia, of course. And as I mentioned, I'm at Donkey Sunrise, which is kind of a home for land travelers, a little more specifically for motorcyclists.
Yep.
And Andrew here is volunteering here at Donkey Sunrise right now, but Andrew has a story on how he got here, and that's what we're going to talk to you about today.
Yeah.
So Andrew, I want to go as we all know, the format here is I'm going to kind of have you tell us about, just give us a brief history of Andrew.
Okay. So I'm like 32 years old. I was born in Nebraska, moved to South Dakota when I was 12. Did the whole college thing. Got my accounting degree, worked in accounting for quite a while, and decided I wanted to take a little motorcycle trip.
Okay, all right. So kind of a traditional upbringing.
Yeah.
Nuclear family, school, college, and again, all in Nebraska? Or
South Dakota,
South
for the
Dakota,
most part.
okay.
Yeah. I tried to go to college in Nebraska, but it was out-of-state tuition.
All right, gotcha.
A little expensive.
So your home state is South Dakota?
Yeah, at this point, for sure.
Awesome. All right. And then let's go ahead and jump forward, because that's a good setup. You have now been on the road from South Dakota for how long?
Closing in on 12 months.
12 months, coming up a
little
year.
over 11 months, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us what made you want to go on this trip?
A little bit of getting away from things, or kind of a reset on life in a sense. My mother passed away almost 2 years ago now. And I was, after dealing with the estate side of things, I was kind of just ready to get away and kind of take a new look at life and have an adventure.
All right. It's I'm not going to say it's a classic story,
no.
But it's one of adventure and checking stuff out in the world.
Yeah.
So now you have, so you left South Dakota and you did the traditional route, headed south, Mexico, Central America. You have actually already been through Colombia, down to Ushuaia, and then turned around and came back. So, and then tell us how you ended up here in Donkey Sunrise.
So I stopped here back in November on my way through Colombia, and I stayed I only planned to stay for one night, ended up staying for two because we went on a big group ride with a couple of the volunteers and a couple guests and Tim, the owner of the place. We went out to Nevados del Ruiz, and I just really enjoyed my time here. And so I'd kind of like mentioned it at the time, like, oh, hey, maybe I'll come back and volunteer here to Tim. And I made it to Ushuaia, kind of had a few days of what the hell am I doing with my life? I knew I had to go back north, so I made my way north, and a few weeks later I contacted Tim while I was in Mendoza and started the conversation of coming up to volunteer. And a couple weeks later in Cordoba, we actually talked for a while, and he's like, well, I'm leaving for the States in 2 weeks. If you can make it here by then, that would be awesome. And so I hit the road pretty hard from Cordoba and got here a couple days before he left for the States, and kind of learned a few ropes of the place and helped out with a few other volunteers while he was gone. And that was almost 2 months ago.
Nice, right? And as far as I can tell, you're running the show, man. Tim, I know, is out of town right now.
Yeah.
So you're the head honcho here at Donkey Sunrise.
Well, no. Tim's father-in-law is the head honcho.
All right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, who's an awesome cook, by the way.
Yeah. Great cook.
Yeah, they have great meals here. It's a great place, by the way. It's definitely worth a stop.
Yeah.
All right, well, and actually I'm going to hit on something. So we just got the story about you did the full trip down to Ushuaia, you turned around, now you're back here. However, I want you to just take a second and hold it up in front. But your right arm when you started this trip was blank, and it is now not blank.
Nope. I've got, what is it, 12 or 13 tattoos?
See. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And they all represent?
One for each country.
One for each country you've traveled through now. Right. And it started out blank.
Started out blank. I, on a whim, decided to do Mexico. And then after doing my Mexican tattoo, I was like, maybe I'll get a tattoo in every country.
That's awesome.
And it kind of just went from there.
And what I'm curious is, as time goes on and you travel more throughout the years, are we going to see each country on you?
I don't know. I think at this point, this arm is dedicated to Latin America.
Okay.
So Central South America.
So once you fill that up,
we'll see what happens after that.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of countries in the world, and there's only one body that I have. So
the Balkans will end up on your left butt cheek or something,
maybe.
right? Yeah, if it keeps going. All right. Well, that's cool. I was impressed with that. I'm thinking of getting one on the road myself. So you've inspired me.
Yeah.
Tell me this too. You're obviously, when you're done here, you're going to continue traveling.
That's the plan.
Is the plan. You're not. Sounds like you're not so sure where you're going to go.
Not really, no.
Okay. And by the way, this is I'm putting up on the screen right now Andrew's rig, which is a what year T7?
2021.
2021 Yamaha T7. Here you see it on the screen. It's a nice setup. Actually, him and I just went for a day ride yesterday. Had a blast up in these mountains. This place is incredible riding.
Awesome riding here.
That's a good rig that Andrew has. So here, the question I've got is, I suspect that there are people watching this video right now that have not done a trip like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, there's probably a lot that haven't. I know as of 6 months ago, I was that guy.
Yeah.
So if that guy or gal is watching this, what can you tell them? Either, you can go pros and cons, but what are you going to tell that person who's going, man, I really want to ride to South America? What would you tell them?
Don't overthink it. Obviously the biggest thing for everybody is the money, right? You've got to have the money to be able to live on the road and do that side of things, right? But outside of that, don't overthink it. You don't need to plan out every day, every week, every month. And it seems way more challenging or way more, it seems like it's going to be a way more kind of intense thing before you leave. But once you get on the road, things just kind of fall into place, and you're able to just take it one day at a time. And I want to go to this town. I want to go to that town, and you just kind of go with the flow of things and see what happens. You're going to need your basics, your clothes, your gear, but it might cost you a little bit more in some places, but you can buy stuff about anywhere you go. Like you don't need to pack the whole kitchen sink. Right. I'm guessing, you've been here at Donkey Sunrise a bit, and so you've seen a lot of guys come and go, riders come and go. Have you seen some overpackers? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I might be one of them.
But no, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, there's been a few guys that have come through with a lot of gear, panniers that make your panniers look small, full metal with I've got to guess a 60 to 80 liter rear rack or rear box, like huge box. But this guy's also planning on being on the road for 3-4 years, and like he thinks he needs that stuff, and
and possibly
to each their own.
Maybe he's not doing a lot of off road.
No, he's really not. We did a little bit of off roading when he was here, but it wasn't. Even what we did yesterday was more technical than what we did with him. Right. What we did with him was more of kind of a gravel road type of thing.
Okay. All right. Well, and what I like, you actually had some great stories about Donkey Sunrise, where it being a center point or a meet point for a lot of motorcycle travelers, they became not only friends but partners. People met here, became friends, and then said, "Hey, let's travel together."
Yep.
And I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I enjoy meeting other riders, and I certainly enjoy riding with them.
Absolutely.
So Donkey Sunrise will do that, won't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's just it's an awesome place to come and hang out and meet people. Even the first time I was here, when I left, I rode for a day with another guest that was here. Right. Guest/volunteer.
Right.
We were going the same way.
You got to describe real quick. You had at one point you had a gang of riders, the Subaru, give us the list of your gang.
So in Central America, I'd met a Spanish guy who was backpacking, a Belgium guy who had bought a Subaru in the United States, and a French guy who bought a Goldwing in the United States.
And then you on your T7.
And me on my T7, and we traveled for 2.5 weeks or so together
as a convoy.
Not as a convoy. But me and the Goldwing, one day we kind of rode together.
All right.
But he's on a Goldwing, I'm on a T7. If we got onto the dirt, I was wanting to go faster. He needed to go slower. But we would kind of go from place to place and meet up at the end point.
Right.
It was a good couple weeks.
That's awesome. That's the term motley crew, right? Yeah. One of everything. That's cool. Well, right on. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today.
Yeah.
And if there's any plug you want to give for Donkey Sunrise, you're more than welcome to. But
Yeah,
I think
mean,
we talked about it in a bunch.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough for travelers to come through here. You know, it's an awesome place to stop. You get great food, good place to relax. It's a good place to ride. We got all the above. We've had many a person stop and wanted to stay for 1 or 2 nights, end up staying for a week or 2.
Nice.
And it's just it's a good,
That might be me.
good place.
I'm already here longer than I thought, which has been the theme. So, well, right on, Andrew. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
And
Thanks, man.
good luck with your trips.
Thank you.
All right.